And then into vehicles. My vehicle's the second on the left. So this is, that's my car Ziggy. It's a Chevrolet Bolt. It's 100% electric. This was taken in Pacific Center 2 weeks ago. And you've got an Audi, a Chevy, a BMW, and you've got a Kia. And who would have thought that you would have that variety of electric vehicles and that many on the roads? How many people in this room own an electric vehicle? That's crazy. So if I would have asked that question at the beginning of the year, how many people owned that electric vehicle at the beginning of the year? Yeah, about a third of the people. You're the early adopters, so good for you, like you people, right? And what's really interesting is Tesla sold so many Tesla Model 3s that it outsold Mercedes-Benz in the last quarter. And in BC alone, they sold, 268% more electric vehicles than the previous quarter. So we're starting to hit that pace, right? So you got Chevy Bolts. You had an experiment happen down in California. That's a BMW M3. It's retrofitted for about $14,000 with used batteries. They charged them all up and they drove 1,204 kilometers in 2 days. That broke the 1,000-kilometer range mark. That's going to be a complete game changer once that gets into production. The automotive industry is going to put about $90 billion into electric vehicle technology, and you've got vehicles like Volkswagen's electric vehicle coming in, and they put $48 billion investment in battery technologies promised earlier this year. Why would Volkswagen do that? Well, they're not very good at being honest about their emissions, right? There's no emissions in electric vehicles. None. 45% of all the cars that are sold in Norway today are electric. It's going to be 100% of all cars being sold by 2025. I think it's probably going to happen about 2022 because of the subsidies they have in place. And now you've got Tesla's truck. You've got, up in Norway as well, you've got a fully electric ferry. Ironically, in China, you've got this massive freighter there. And that's full electric, and it delivers coal up the Yangtze River. You can't make this up. It's gold. It's amazing. But at the same time, in China, they're deploying about 9,500 buses every 5 weeks. Electric buses everywhere. I think we just saw TransLink said that they were going to promise electric vehicles hitting the road. This is going to be our absolute future. Anyone that's skeptical about this, you need to send them over to me and I'll show them this presentation. And if they're still skeptical, then I guess they're going to move to the States. But then engineers are taking it one step further. It's like, what if we combine solar technologies with car technologies? Could we actually put solar panels on top of a car? This is a company called SunSwift that have actually built this technology. It's not very efficient yet. You literally have to cover every part of the car, and you have to make that car super, super light to be able to drive that. And that's one of the biggest troubles with electric vehicles right now. But it's coming, right? Probably 10 years.
Okay, day one of self-driving.
And then this is happening right now.
Go.
Oh, this is weird.
This is the future.
Yeah, she was like, is there no one driving that car?
I knew it. I was waiting for it.
Thank you, car.
Yeah, thank you, car.
Yeah, so Alphabet, which is Google's parent company, they've got Waymo in there as well. These are the people that are going to own the roads in North America. Self-driving technology is hitting the road in Arizona at scale, and in California at scale. Everyone's in the game. The company with the most electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles in California on the road is Apple. You'll never know which is the Apple car because it won't have those big stupid things on top of it. Right? Because that's Apple, it's simplicity, it's beauty, and you wait until they hit the luxury car market. It'll probably be about $110,000 to buy an Apple all-electric autonomous vehicle, and they're going to sell a lot, right? I would buy one, but I'm quite happy with my Chevy Bolt, right? But by 2023, we're going to see a change. The amount of vehicles bought and driven will hit a point of inflection. 2023, people will just start walking away from driving vehicles and literally have services in their pockets. They'll spend $300 to $400 a month, and they'll have vehicles come and pick them up when they need them at any point in time. It makes a lot of sense to me. It's going to hopefully reduce the amount of cars on the road once ownership goes down. And then you're going to have a situation where the vehicles don't spend 90-95% of their time parked. So imagine a world without all that parking needed. I think 6 billion square feet of parking in North America alone. What can you do with that? You can liberate it. But people like Volvo have looked at different kinds of ways of thinking what the car of the future looks like. It doesn't have a steering wheel. It's basically either a nightclub or an office or a bedroom on wheels. We're laughing at this now. Imagine a situation where you have to go from, say, Vancouver to Portland, and you have to do it overnight. And you don't necessarily want to fly. And people are offering services where you can jump in your car, you can go to sleep in Vancouver and wake up in Portland automatically. All of the border systems know who you are through artificial intelligence and scanning, and it's all good. That's an absolute future that could happen. It's like a speculative future as I speak here, but it's a real future that's going to happen in at least 10 years' time. And then Mercedes-Benz are thinking, what is a vehicle anyway? Well, why isn't a platform that we can fit transportation needs on top of as well, right? So on the left, it's just a small transportation carrier. In the middle, it's a really weird-looking car. And on the right, it kind of looks like one of those scooters that you just travel on, right? 2018, you had this company, Embark, drive from San Diego to Florida with almost no human interaction. So trucks are going to be the thing that drive themselves on their own on highways before anything else. And now you've got the equivalent of Formula One, which is all-electric vehicles that are driven by artificial intelligence. Robo-race, based out of the UK. It's incredible technology. Go and take a look at that. And then you've got Larry Page from Google, who's the CEO of Alphabet. He's certainly invested heavily in 3 different flying car technologies. I like to call them planes. But Blackfly is based out of Ontario, interestingly enough. Flyers down there in California, and I think they were testing Cora down in New Zealand. But flying taxis. When's flying cars coming? They're coming. Then Hyperloop, which is actually an idea from the 70s, from some defense researchers. Elon Musk is saying, let's push that forward, that's great. And now this is a $1 billion company. Has anyone been down to California or seen these scooters? I couldn't believe it. About 6 months ago when I was in San Francisco, I was like, what the hell? I'm like being run over. These companies are raising hundreds of millions of dollars to put electric scooters in cities. We live in a strange world.